Let's Talk Oculus is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to know how to support the show, go to patreon.com/playtestvr. What's up, Oculus nerds? I am Dan from Playtest VR. Welcome back to episode 34 of Let's Talk Oculus. Off the gate, I just have to apologize for my voice. I've been quite sick over the last week, hence why we didn't have an episode last week. Thankfully, though, I am joined by the Wordle addict. It's Samson. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, yes. I am doing well. Had a nice, relaxing weekend.
Very nice. It must be nice, you know. So in
Oh, yeah.
today's show we've got jam-packed full of news, to be honest. We're going to discuss the new Labyrinth inspired DLC for Walkabout Mini Golf, and we'll also discuss like what licenses we'd like to see going forward. There's also a couple of top tier VR experiences headed to the Oculus TV, and of course we'll have the games out this week. But before we get into that, Let's Talk Oculus is normally available on every Wednesday, apart from the last two, but normally it's on every single Wednesday. Audio listeners, you can get the video version at Let's Talk Oculus YouTube channel. And for you video watchers, this episode is on all good podcast platforms and some rubbish ones as well. If you want to be part of the show, send in your questions at letstalkoculus@gmail.com. We also have a Discord, which all the links will be in the description below, which is growing quite a lot. I think we've got almost 50 people in the Discord now, which is pretty exciting. If you also want to throw some support at us, throw us $1 at patreon.com/playtestvr for any early access episodes. Now, before we begin the show, I just wanted to address the terrible events that are happening in Ukraine. I think we and the rest of the world are in support of Ukraine and saying no to war. So in the description to below, I will put a link where you can donate to the country if you want to do that. And also this month's Patreon money will donate to the cause as well. Okay, let's move on to the show. Samson, what have you been playing in the last couple of weeks? Because to be honest, I haven't managed to pick up my VR headset at all.
I have played a whole bunch of basically small segments of VR. So yeah, my friend's daughter, she built a room, like she built up her dorm room and rec room. So she showed me that around. It was pretty sweet.
That's
Basically
awesome.
like two sides of the room. She had a sweet gaming desk, like mad monitors, and a little aquarium in there as well.
Did she have an aquarium in her dorm room?
In rec room.
I was gonna say, I was like, it's a pretty sweet dorm room.
Yeah.
I wasn't like that at all.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
It was very cool. Yeah, she made the whole thing.
Nice.
And was like super pumped to show me. It was pretty sweet.
Did she make it in VR or did she? It was just for like flat
Like
rec room.
no, it's in VR rec room. Yeah.
Sick.
Got in a little bit of Star Wars pinball to go along with my 2D pinball playing. I watched Free Solo first episode in VR. That was pretty good.
Sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the new Oculus TV experiences as well. What did you think of it? I heard it's kind of terrifying in a way because you know, watching him free solo climb stuff like El Capitan is like, what on earth is happening?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. He's very like nonchalant, I feel like. I mean, he's just very confident. He knows what he's doing. I was like curious where, like, am I in a drone like filming? I'm not sure. It's I feel like that would be distracting while
having the
while
drone
climbing.
just buzzing around
Yeah,
you.
right next to you. Yeah, exactly.
I saw a little
But yeah,
behind the
it was
scenes.
pretty good.
I saw a little behind the scenes on the trailer actually, and I think he had like a climbing buddy with him who was also doing a lot of the filming as well. So, you know, he's pretty impressive, but I'm more impressed about the climbing buddy, you know, who was supposed to come on these climbs.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool how they used VR, right? Like I sat in my desk chair or swivel chair. I definitely recommend doing that because there are times where you're like they must have just set up a camera in their living room or something, so somebody comes to the door and you watch them like get up and go to get the door, come in, they introduce each other. So there's a good amount of like spinning around. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Sweet, sweet. Yeah, I'll definitely check
Definitely,
that out.
definitely recommend it if you're not like, if heights get you, like maybe not for you. Because there are times where like literally you're just in the camera, like you look down and it's just, air,
Yeah,
so
it's
to
just
say.
yeah, it's a two-part documentary, right? How long
It was
was the
half
first
hour
one?
the first one.
Half hour. That's pretty good. That's a pretty normally they're like 10 minutes long or so. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a pretty good decent amount. I've heard also it's only available in the US. That's what it said on Upload VR website, but I haven't confirmed that because I haven't picked it up.
Yeah, give it
But
a whirl.
yeah,
Um, Played a little Walkabout. A little more Sweetopia.
we
Um,
found all the balls and got the club yet.
no, got to work on the club. I have all the balls, so
Yeah,
um,
I feel
I
like
wanna
the club is quite easy to be honest. This one,
I wanna do it with someone.
yeah.
Uh, so I think I've got like the first three or four, just like having done the course. Like I'm like, oh, there's an arrow.
Mhm.
But I haven't like tried to do it.
Yeah, I definitely recommend yeah, like I to be honest, I kind of lied a little bit. I did pick up the VR headset yesterday and
Mhm.
did the Sweetopia Fox Hunt with my uncle, and it was fun to try and work them out together. So, hey, if there's anyone in the Discord who's still trying to get that club, I'm sure Samson's
Mm.
willing to go for it too. I don't like the club, by the way.
Squiggly
Squiggly club, it put me off, but still fun to
spoilers.
do.
Um, then I did a couple more quests in Zenith. And then I got a little PC VR in. I installed the Cyberpunk mod.
Mhm.
It ran pretty well. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit on it and see if he can, work out a couple of the
Yeah.
bugs. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty beautiful game to see in VR too.
It's impressive because Cyberpunk came out and it wasn't running that well at all. The fact that now it's running well and you can kind of get it into VR is a pretty good
Pretty
achievement. Also
wild. Yeah.
tells us how good your PC is as well.
Yeah.
Monster.
Uh, then I got into Star Wars Squadrons first time on my computer actually before I played on my old laptop, and holy smokes, what a difference. Like
Really.
before I was flying around and I was like, oh, everything's just kind of blurry because we're like flying or whatever.
Yeah.
I get in this one and I'm like, whoa, you can see the detail on the ships as you're flying by them.
Mm,
And yeah, just very beautiful, super smooth,
yeah.
just pretty cool to like hop in, a TIE fighter or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
It does look
and
really beautiful for any Star Wars fan who has like a really good PC.
yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And then a little bit of flight sim. Got back into flight sim with Kai a little bit today.
Yeah,
We
I saw
we
on the
actually
Discord.
we
You're in there.
flew around Moscow a bit.
Just have a look how things are going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you do you always do that in VR or do you do a bit of VR and 2D with Flight Simulator
If I'm in flight sim, I'm
in
in
VR?
VR. Yeah.
Yeah.
I broke out my HOTAS
I was about to
because
say you have
I
one of
was
those.
like, yeah, I was like, all right, if I'll play flight sim and then I'll try to HOTAS with squadrons, and then I
Hmm.
picked up the that mech game Vox Machina or whatever.
Yeah,
So
Vox Machinae.
I want to try it with the HOTAS as well.
Have you played the Vox Machina yet or
No,
not?
no,
No.
no.
Okay, sweet.
It was
Awesome.
like $5 cheaper on Steam, and I read that they're
Mm.
going to increase the price, so I picked it up on Steam for that $5 off, and yeah, give it a whirl.
I'm not gonna lie.
And
I think having your game library in Steam is just better. It's just better. Everything's just all in
yeah,
one place, right? Where instead of having something in Oculus, So yeah, it's just way better.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. So man, that's your 2 weeks of VR. So you did quite a bit. Did
Yeah.
quite a bit. Sweet. Very good. Let's move on to the VR news. And I feel like I know we've only had a couple episodes over the last few weeks, but we've been talking a lot about Walkabout, to be honest.
Hmm.
There's a lot of stuff happening, and we're gonna talk more about Walkabout.
Always.
So during last week, actually, so they announced completely surprise, out of left field type of announcement that Labyrinth, the film that came out in the 80s starring David Bowie and his beautiful balls, are coming to Walkabout mini golf. So they've got the first ever actual license agreement. So no longer are we going to do these. Well, we will be continuing with all the other cool courses, but we finally got some licenses, which is very exciting. It will feature 18 lost balls to find across the mazes. And it will also obviously include a labyrinth themed putter for the fox hunt, for the night mode course, and it will be releasing this summer. Samson, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen Labyrinth since I was a child, so I can't remember too much. I did actually look at like a 2 minute summary of Labyrinth, so I can kind of understand a little bit.
Hmm.
I remember the creepy looking goblins, to be honest. But how excited are you?
Well, let me tell you this. I have never seen it, but
Oh,
I did just recently read the Jim Henson biography, and it
okay.
talked a good amount about Labyrinth. Uh, and like, how he came up with it and how he struggled,
Wow. Yeah.
to sort of he really wanted to like make his own dream come true.
Is that a
Labyrinth and Dark Crystal, huh?
is that a book? Sorry, is that where you read that, or
Yeah,
was it?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I listen to the audiobook, but
audiobook.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is
sick.
also in paper. Yeah, Jim Henson, pretty incredible genius. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm very excited nonetheless. Like not necessarily like the IP itself looks cool. I'm definitely gonna watch the movie now.
Yeah.
Um, like it's just like gonna be incredible. Like knowing how much money is probably behind this now, and they'll want to make it more. I'm curious, so part of Walkabout's charm is how simple the courses are and
Mm-hmm.
sort of what all the assets.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how detailed and how much, if it changes almost the feel of Walkabout. But it could be for the better, right? Like you want to be in this world, you don't necessarily
Yeah.
want to be in the Walkabout world.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see Walkabout avatars in the labyrinth world. Very excited for the prospect of this, though. It will
I didn't.
bring so much money.
I didn't even think about the avatars. Actually, they could actually bring labyrinth type avatars to it. Maybe
Yeah.
have like some of those like goblin type features that you can now put on your avatars. I feel like that's a given now. Actually, now that you said it, it makes so much sense. I never thought of it before. I think they will. I think like what you just said. I think they will put more and more detail into this one. I don't know if the core game will slightly change, kind of thing, but I think they'll put hell of more detail than the last few courses or whatever. I feel like a big thing is the balls itself, the golf balls. You can see on the poster, you have like a little image, a like cartoon image of the labyrinth with a golf club.
Hmm.
I think, can you remember like Forever Bowl has the bowling balls with like detail inside the ball? I
Hmm.
don't know if it's very difficult to do that on a small scale in terms of a golf ball, but I'd love it if they could do some of that detail in
Have like
there.
see-through balls, hollow
Exactly.
balls. Yeah.
Yeah, which have like some detail inside them. I think that would be really, really cool. I think also the putter is going to be really cool as well. But yeah, I think they're going to have more and more detail. I think they're going to throw as much as they can to this because it's their first license, and it also paves the way for more licenses, right?
Hmm.
If they do a really good damn job in this game mode, that would also be a good thing on the CV or the resume to take to another another type of film or another type of some kind of art, and they go, hey, look, we made this labyrinth, this is how
Yeah.
it turned out, it was great, whatever. we had these clowns from Let's Talk Oculus watching the film in big screen and such, it would bring more promotion. So
It,
I think they have every right to throw everything at it.
you know, I didn't think of this before, but I kind of want like a cross VR game IP now, like a Demio course,
Oh,
something
I
like
see what you
this.
mean. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I like that actually. A cross game course collaboration. Now, I think the only way that can work, Demio's got to have some golf kind of mechanic in there. I don't know how that will work, but
You just using those like 5 characters around. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you do it. You're doing it around dungeons. I don't know. But I feel like there's opportunity there potentially for between game. Uh,
well, kind of what you're saying there, like what would be the next IP or what would be the next license that you want to see? Well, it was a question that was posed in the Discord and I liked it, so I thought we'd read it out. And I think Dr. Hero in the Discord mentioned this, but a few suggestions from the people in the Discord. We've got Dr. Hero said Indiana Jones, a Pokemon Adventure Time he would love. Um, Bovideus, I think that's how I say your name. Said Star Wars. I think Star Wars is obviously it's a great license. A lot of Star Wars in Oculus though, like there'll be more. But I think
it's
it'd be
probably
cool.
bodes well. Easy to
Yeah,
license as people you've
easy
already worked with.
easy to license. I think someone mentioned in there like having like an R2D2 themed ball, a C3PO ball, having the red and green lightsabers like your club of choice
Hmm.
or something, which would be cool. Um, Toy Story be a great idea, you know. Good. I
Just
think
Disney. Take Disney. Anything
take
Disney owns, boom, you
anything
can
from
make a
Disney.
course. Yeah.
I think is I'm not sure if the licenses for Disney stuff will be too much. I think you mentioned Looney Tunes, which would be cool.
Hmm.
I can see them doing a Looney Tunes one. I feel like that won't be a license that's as expensive as something like Disney. There's a couple more shout outs. Empire Monkey said Tron, Hellboy, The Dark Crystal. Tron would be cool, but I feel like that would be more of a Synth Riders type of themed
Dark
license.
Crystal is probably possible with the Jim Henson deal.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
would also love Muppets, but I think Disney also owns the Muppets. Like the Muppets got weird with I
Really,
like
yeah,
Disney owns definitely the Sesame Street Muppets, but
yeah,
I'm not sure about the other Muppets. And yeah, it got
yeah.
finicky.
Well,
They
Disney
were
owns
trying
quite a lot now, so
they were trying to strike a deal just when Jim Henson passed away.
oh really? Oh, interesting. And then Psychosnick said The Simpsons for the
Yeah,
monorail course.
also great.
I would say the Happy Gilmore Crazy Golf Course, the actual
Hmm.
Crazy Golf Course and Happy Gilmore. I feel like that would change the mechanics of a walkabout mini golf because walkabout mini golf is not crazy golf, it is just mini golf, right? There's no like there is a few. Okay, so like in the
There's
sweet
no power
course.
ups stuff though.
No,
Things like
no.
this.
In
Yeah.
the sweet course, we have sometimes, you could put it in a hole and it will, end up going in or something or end up going close. But yeah, you're right. There's nothing like that. But
There's no like Mario Golf type of deal.
no, there ain't no Mario Golf. Any other suggestions that you would say? I like the Demio one, to be honest.
Um,
Someone
gosh.
mentioned a retro gaming course, like an 80s retro gaming course.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
know?
I did have one idea. Back, oh gosh, must have been about a decade ago. I watched a YouTube video that was just all ads. It was just all the company ads everywhere. It was sort of like a horror like video now thinking back on it, but
Mhm.
I feel like I would hate it and like it at the same time. But if you just had over the top like McDonald's, like Ronald McDonald's there, you got the Burger King, you got Apple. I don't know, just all like
Yeah,
business
yeah, yeah.
mascots.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't know how you would do it, but Yeah, that would just be kind of absurd. I like my other ideas and all the other ideas better than that one. But yeah, it did like I wanted like I was just imagining billboards everywhere and that type of deal. A
I know what
city
you're
course
telling
would be
me.
kind of cool. A city course or in like army men. Army
Yeah.
men I also would like
I would say the
just like
city course
mini.
you mentioned, I would like a you could do a Back to the Future one.
Mm.
Like have the city of maybe Back to Future, maybe well they've already done Wild West, so maybe the second Back to the Future film and like I think the second Back to the Future film is like 2012 or something. So we've gone past that. Let's say
Funny, yeah. Yeah.
2022 or so. Well, that's actually that's this year as well. So let's say 2222 or something. You know, like a futuristic one is what I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
say. You know, a futuristic one with. I think they'll have a lot of potential in terms of what they can do with the fox hunt and such.
Yeah.
Speak about the fox hunt. I'm very excited about the fox hunt. I wonder what the fox hunt would be. Will they actually have like the actual course, but then there actually be a maze in the course that you don't actually play through the maze, but when you're doing the fox hunt, you have to go in it, you know?
Oh, here's another thing. So I was playing Walkabout. I never really explored that intro area where you are, the hub, if you will.
Yeah.
So I was flying around and I realized that the island next to you is basically a mini course of
The
uh
first hole, right?
the
Yeah.
first tourist trap.
Yeah.
It's got a few of the holes. And it made me want mini versions of each course where each hole is just like a par one. Uh just like yeah, just tiny mini every single one.
Just
Uh
mini golf,
yeah,
mini golf, essentially.
just yeah, just par ones all the way through. Yeah. Anyway,
I'd love to actually. I should reach out to the team at Walkabout. I don't know if they're like super busy. It seems like they are super busy, but see if
they're
we can
pretty
get.
active in their
Yeah,
Discord.
I might message one of them. Might message Mark, who always emails me. See if anyone wants to come on the show and talk a little bit more about the process. I'd be really intrigued in seeing what the process is and how do they come up with these ideas. Like, do just everyone in the office say think of an idea and they just have it up on the board and then they go, okay, let's do these five and then release them. Or such. How does that work? But yeah, they're pretty active. I think they might be in Australia. I know the person who does the art design for the golf balls is in Australia.
I
So
imagine there's a lot of remote work.
yeah.
They're actually just started a walkout mini golf, a place for everyone, where they've got a bunch of different groups that you can join. Ladies of Walkabout mini golf, Walkabout speed running group, LGBTQ community, um,
Their Discord is
and
very good for that too.
yeah, yeah. So they've
Yeah.
just got. If you are looking for a community and in Walkabout, it's out there.
Yeah.
So
Walkabout's
yeah.
Discord is really, really good. There's if you just want someone to play with as well, or just make some friends and Walkabout, go onto the Discord for sure. You'll find people there, really willing to play and team up. They also announced like a podcast as well, right? Talking golf or whatever it was called, where they're gonna interview people while they're playing
Yeah,
golf.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe we could do something like that. They did like it when I tweeted that, to be honest. But anywho, that's enough about Walkabout. We've speaking about Walkabout so many times. Let's move on to a game that we love so much, Beat Saber. So the soundtrack 5 is coming soon to Beat Saber. There was no like release date, but they just say it's coming soon. I imagine it will just probably drop. It's either probably dropped by the time you're listening to this or the week after, to be honest. It's gonna be a free DLC pack. They normally are when it's just like soundtrack 5, soundtrack 4, etc. It probably won't have any big licensed music because normally they would release that as a paid DLC. It might be the first soundtrack that introduced their new block mechanic that
The
like slide.
swoosher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Slide.
swoosh, the swoosh, the swish
The
block
Nike.
mechanic. the Nike swish, yeah, of block mechanics. Because I assume you putting those block mechanics into the old songs probably won't work. You'd have to probably remap the whole thing, right? So starting off fresh with a new soundtrack makes a little sense. That's not confirmed, but I'm assuming so. Samson is someone who doesn't play the game like me, who doesn't really play the game anymore. What would they need to do to bring you back to Beat Saber? You know, the game that everybody loves, and it's a great game. But you know,
What do they need to bring you back?
What would they need to bring you back?
I mean, I pick it up every once in a while.
Yeah.
In fact, yes, I did. I played a couple songs last night
Oh, you
because
did. Fair.
my Apple Watch is like, you need like 100 more calories to burn today to reach your thing, and I was like, all right, what am I gonna do? It's like 11:30 at night. All right, I'll just play a few Beat Saber songs
Fair.
and until my watch is like, all right, you did it.
Fair.
So yeah, that's what I did. But yeah, uh, I mean, it's free, and I'll try out the new mechanic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not like super duper pumped and thrilled. Honestly, I really can't believe Beat Saber isn't free, and then just have all the DLCs. Like at
Can't
this
believe it
point,
isn't free. Yeah,
yeah, Beat Saber should just come on every
like a pack-in
uh
on like
Oculus
every
headset.
quest
Yeah,
pre-installed. Yeah.
boom. Yeah,
Yeah, I can see
100%.
that. At the same time, it's such a popular game that everyone's buying it, right? Isn't it $30? I can't remember
Yeah,
how much.
it's
Yeah,
insanely expensive.
it's $30. The thing is, I remember going for dinner a few weeks ago with just some people from work, and VR got mentioned in there. And the first person said, "Oh yeah, I play VR. I play a lot of Beat Saber on the PlayStation VR." But that's all they play. That's it. They just play Beat Saber. And I'm like, for God's sake, just follow me. Follow me on Twitter.
Mhm.
Follow my podcast. There's other games that you can play, which is great. But like everyone just stays on Beat Saber, and fair play, fair play. It's doing really well. I think for me to get me back into it, I'll probably try this out just to see how it is. If it has the new mechanic, if it's not got the new mechanic, I probably won't bother yet. But for me, it depends on the music, to be honest.
I mean, it's definitely going to have the new mechanic.
You'd think so. Yeah, you'd think so. But for me to come back to it, though, I think I just need one of the genres that speaks to me. I really love
Mhm.
the Linkin Park one. Give me something else like that. You know, doing Interscope with Limp Bizkit Rolling was fun, and
Oh
some of
yeah, that one
Kendrick
was good.
Lamar. Yeah, some of the Kendrick Lamar was fun and such. Just give me some more of that. But that's the only way I'd probably jump back into it.
All right, look, if you bought, I just added it all up while we were talking about this. If you bought every pack, right? So not individual music songs, but each pack and the base game, $166.
Wow. Yeah,
If you buy every single pack.
yeah. Every single pack. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of money they're making.
So this is all I'm saying is if somebody, I mean, yeah, I guess you assume not everybody's going to buy every pack, right? So,
But a lot of
but
people buy a lot of
$30
the
off that,
packs.
yeah, it's so much. Yeah, my God.
I think they should incorporate I don't know if they've done this because I haven't played it for a while, but the last time I played it, they didn't have this. But you know how in Walkabout they have the guest pass feature now, where if
Mm-hmm.
someone doesn't have the course, they can still play it if you're
Yeah,
on
Synth Riders
multiplayer.
does that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they should do too, because then I can now test out the game. I can now test out a song or what,
Yeah.
see if I like it or
I
something.
think they might have added that feature.
Okay. I'm
I
not too
think.
sure, so I don't
Yeah.
want to say too much on it just in case I'm
Yeah.
completely wrong.
I do think they might. I remember like hearing that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Let's go to Zuckerberg. He's been in the news. So he was on an interview with Lex Friedman on the Lex Friedman podcast. I don't know who Lex Friedman is, but he was on there and he was doing an interview and he spoke about the Quest 3 or and future versions. He said basically that face and eye tracking are the big focus. So let me just read out the quote. He said, "There's a whole part of the brain that's just focused on reading facial cues. So when we're designing the next version of Quest or the VR headset, a big focus for us is face tracking and basically eye tracking, so you can make eye contact, which isn't really something that you can do over video conference." Okay, so that's going to be the next big thing. He says facial, which I think is a good idea in terms of social interactions. You know, he really wants to push out Zoom and push out Horizon and such like that, and obviously make it a better experience than using something like Zoom or whatever we'll be using like Skype and such. Um, yeah, like that's just facial interaction. But what I wanted to ask Samson is like, what do you think the big note focus should be for the Quest in terms of gaming? Because I think most of our audience probably facial eye tracking great, but what's going to come gaming wise? Like, what would you want, or what would they want to focus on?
I mean, yeah, eye tracking is not going to affect gaming crowd too much. It's for VR chat crowd.
Yeah, it's not going to be the
It's
feature that, oh
it's
my
not.
gosh, I got to run out and get it.
Yeah, exactly. People want better, better field of vision, better OLED displays type of deal, lighter, more comfortable, um,
Yeah,
larger hard
exactly.
drive, things like this. Yeah.
You know what I'd say? I'd say one of the big features should be the controllers itself. I want to add like some sort of haptic in there that makes it feel a little bit better. You know, like the PlayStation 5 triggers, and that's what's going to happen in the PSVR 2 as well, where you know, when you're shooting a gun, say it's going to have like rumble in the trigger itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to add a lot of immersion on it, and I think that would be one of the big features, hopefully.
Yeah, and better hand tracking in general. Maybe
Oh,
some
yeah.
sort of like wrist gear,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
something like this.
In
I don't
terms
know.
of risky to kind of track the hand,
Yeah,
or
to
yeah,
help
yeah,
tracking.
yeah, definitely. I think
I
I've seen.
so I
Yeah.
won't lie. Oh god, I have got the perfect space in where I live right now for base stations
Mm.
and full body tracking, and I just want to know what it's like to kick somebody in Blade and Sorcery. Um and so yeah, but it's just so expensive.
To get
Um
the
s-
headset itself
well,
is
I don't I would just set up base stations and then use like Steam VR,
okay.
just go through that. I wouldn't need a new headset, but the base stations and all that business are quite expensive. And I feel like they're right on the cusp of new tech, like the Tundra trackers are
Yeah,
just coming out.
yeah,
So it's just like, why invest in that right now?
yeah.
Um,
You're
but
right.
but
Like
yeah,
the Steam's VR headset, which the name's gone out of my mind. The
the
Valve
index.
Index.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been out for a long time now. So buying an index right now, it feels like, is there another one coming out soon? There probably isn't for a while, to be honest. But
The Deckard, sadly, as Bradley's talked about it a lot.
yeah,
I mean, with the Steam Deck, them struggling to get suppliers and manufacturers on that.
yeah, that's the thing. I
Um,
don't think they're going to be out
it'll be a couple
anytime
years.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's his name actually? I didn't write this in our script, but Gabe Newell, I think his name is the person at Steam. He said like the Steam Deck is like the stepping stone to VR
I've
essentially.
seen videos of people getting Climby and VR chat working on it. So
Sick. Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, the people who have the Steam Deck seem to be really enjoying it, but just playing a normal game in there, the battery life is still what 2 hours on there and such. So
the Steam Deck,
yeah,
yeah, it's pretty low,
yeah.
but you can have I mean, you can have an
You could
external.
you could
Yeah.
always, yeah, you could do that. You could definitely do that. But I'm just like there's also with the, I think someone was playing 50-cent bulletproof of all games to play on the Steam Deck. But even that was running at 100% GPU and such. So it seems like the Steam Deck's really good, but in terms of taking it a step further to get into a headset, also I hear that it runs pretty hot, and I hear that it runs fans on. Like, I think it's a start, but I feel like in the next 5 years, there's gonna be some interesting stuff happening in Steam in terms of
For
VR.
sure.
And the Deckard might be the one. The Deckard. We might turn into Let's Talk Deckard. Who knows? We'll see in a few years' time if we get there. Okay, perfect. Let's go on to the next story, and that's another VR fitness game, Samson, with a subscription. So we have Lightboxer, which came out last week, I believe. A little bit of shadow boxing from Samson on the video stream there. Lightboxer is going to come in at $19 a month, okay, which is I believe is a little bit less than Supernatural. I don't know what the price is in the US.
It's the same.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to come with a free 7-day trial. But it's a little bit different. Rather than hitting targets that come towards you like like a Supernatural, like a FitXR, like a Power Beats. Wait, I think Power Beats is the headphones, not the actual game. I've now lost my track. But anyway,
like Beatsaber or anything, yeah.
Yeah, you're hitting this actual light up target. So it's like this terminal in front of you, which has 6 to 9 different targets, and when they light up, you got to hit them. Essentially, it's more like a speed test in a way, of like reaction test. But it's obviously within boxing in mind. Samson, do we really need another subscription?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you watch the ad for this one?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So in the ad, it's like, why would you make fun of how you look in VR? 1, 2, the dude's holding the controller is so fucking weird.
Yeah, he's holding him like at the end.
real dainty, real dainty. Yeah, I've read pretty poor reviews of this one. And yeah, it's getting pretty saturated. It's almost like I heard they stopped making or allowing, rhythm games because there were too many of them. Like, all right, Oculus, like ease up on the subscription workout punchy games, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got
I don't know. I'm not tempted at all. Are you tempted at all? Sorry.
No, not at all. No, not at all. Especially because on the actual Oculus store, we have the Les Mills body combat.
That one I've read good things about. I've heard on Twitter, I see positive, or like people speak positively of that one.
I did buy it just to test it out. I did refund it. But I did buy it just to test it out, and it's really good. And I believe it's no subscription. It's just one time. I think it's $25 or $30. I forgot now. And one time, and then you're good to go. And it's really well done. Like, it's of the Supernatural type of quality. So I honestly, and plus that's my favorite part of Supernatural is the actual boxing part. So I would definitely recommend that one. And also the one that's on App Lab as well. Is it Power Beats? Yes, it is Power Beats VR. I was right. It was not just the headphones. It's also Power Beats VR is also the other one, which was recommended by Kimberly in the Patreon. That's also you just buy it once and you're good to go. That's on App Lab. It is definitely a little bit rougher than something like the Les Mills body combat. But the cool thing with that one is that you can add your own custom songs, and it kind of maps. It's not like perfect, but it does try and map the beats to the actual beats of the songs. So I would definitely go for one of those two if you want to try them out. Because I think you're just going to get more out of them, because in terms of value for money, like Lightboxer, even if it's great, like for $19 a month, like Les Mills will give you all of that. Supernatural is really good though. There's a lot of quality in there, and now that they've bought by Oculus or by Meta, there's probably going to be more coming out. But it's a lot of money, to add up. you know. But I like
Yeah, I feel
everything
bad for the
fitness.
devs, man. I don't like
Yeah,
how are they gonna make money.
I don't
Shit.
know, but like everything fitness related, consistency, consistency, consistency. You
Yeah.
know, if you use this $19 a month and you go in it like 3 to 5 days times each week, then you're gonna find a lot of value. It's whatever which one you prefer, I guess. You know, how's your supernatural subscription coming along?
I use the mat that came with it daily.
Yeah, very good. It's a nice looking mat.
It's a lovely mat. No, but I've been pretty good about my working out outside of VR. Like I haven't even really been in synth riders. I've not been trying to get a sweat on in VR too often, other than yesterday when I was getting the extra
Yeah.
50 to 75 calories.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I should probably hop in it for a few minutes, a couple days a week, but not there yet. Not there yet,
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. So that's light boxer. Um, let's talk about a couple new Oculus TV experiences. In fact, we've already mentioned the Soloist. That's one that came out that we mentioned at the top of the show. But the other one is Spacewalkers. That's by Felix and Paul Studios, which are we mentioned them quite a few times now. They are fantastic at the VR experiences. They're coming out with a 10-minute VR movie that's actually out already. Spacewalkers lets you go onto the ISS space station and lets you walk out, towards space with your little string holding on to the space station. Um, you can view this in a few ways, but one of the ways is the Oculus TV app. I've not been in it yet. I really want to try it. I'll probably try it in a couple of days once I'm like fully recovered. But I've heard nothing but good things. I've heard this is really, really good.
Yeah, that string is their air, I believe. Dan.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, it does look good. And I've seen very positive reviews from the folks I follow on the Twitters.
It might be a good
So
one to
yeah,
show
check it
off
out.
to people, new
Yeah.
to VR or something.
Plus it's free.
Yeah, it's
Why
absolutely
not?
free. So yeah, so definitely check that one out. The final news story is we had a game come out, Vox Machine Machinae.
Yeah, I
Am
don't
I
know how to
saying that
say
wrong?
it. I've heard so I watched like 4 different content creators have a video on this one. I'm
Said it
pretty certain
differently.
they all said it differently. Yeah.
Yeah, so this has been it's been like a hype game. That's why I just wanted to mention it because it's been in early access on PC VR for a long time. And then it's finally became, build 1.0 and it's come out on Quest as well. It's a mech sim. Essentially you are in a mech. If anyone's played Titanfall on the consoles, on the pancake consoles, it's kind of like that in the fact that you're in the mech suit. Not exactly like that, but you're in the mech suit. It's a seated game. There's a 10-hour single player campaign, and there's also a 16-player multiplayer, which is nuts on the Quest. PCVR makes
There's a
sense,
lot.
but yeah, that is a lot. There's also a 4-player co-op mode, but essentially you have to defend your company's resources from enemies. And there's 7 customizable mech grinders, which I'm assuming is the actual mech suit itself, which can customize with lasers, missiles, cannons, etc. And before my voice dies, and I'll need you to continue talking, Samson, we've got overall around 7 out of 10 reviews, saying that the campaign has some pacing issues and undeveloped characters, but it's very impressive that they've managed to put what they've put out. Samson, there's one that you've bought, right? You mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it. It looked very cool being around in a mech game. Eric for president said he loved it, so I was sold. And basically I what was very consistent amongst all the content creators was that the moving around and using the mech felt excellent. And looks
Mhm.
great. Uh but yeah, so multiplayer will be excellent, but I think the single player had some dry aspects to it.
Do you know if there's if you could use specific type of controllers with this, like the hotels or anything?
Mateo said you can use the HOTAS.
Sick. That's pretty cool. That's really cool, actually.
But
It's
I don't
good to
really
have.
know because right in the game you're using your hands a lot. If you're using the
Yeah,
HOTAS, then you all of a sudden can't. You're no longer able to move around in your cockpit. You're limited to
just
just your
one. Yeah, I know what
yeah.
you mean. I know
So
what you mean.
I don't know exactly how
How
that'll
that
work.
works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, okay, we'll
fair
find
enough.
out.
Yeah, we'll find out maybe next week after you've played it. We can speak a little bit more about it. But that's a $30 game, and it's on cross-buy if you get it on the Oculus platforms. Okay, to round off the show, we have our games out this week. We have quite a few. Samson, do you wanna start off with the off the chains?
Yeah. Off the Chains Disc Golf. Off the Chains is a light-hearted disc golf simulation. Play 117 different baskets across 7 courses. Start your disc golfing adventure learning how to play with the friendly AI-controlled disc bot. The best part of disc golf? Playing with your friends, of course. Enjoy all playable courses with lobby-based private and public matchmaking. Join our Discord to compete in the weekend tournaments. I'm a big fan of IRL disc golf, and I have disc benders.
Yeah, me
Um,
too.
disc benders pretty good. I haven't played in a while. I do not think I need another disc golf game, but as an avid disc golfer, I'm like I'm I love that there are 2 disc golf games on in VR, right? Like how many disc golf games are there in 2D gaming? I don't know. I guess
Probably,
if I
I
went
don't
deep
think
in
there
Steam,
is.
maybe a couple, but like
I th- I feel like I've never ever seen a disc golf game, period, apart from
yeah.
obviously in real life. That's it, let alone there's two. But this one does look very pretty. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Yeah, it looks
Um,
good. Yeah.
but it does look very pretty. And for someone who's never played disc golf in IRL, I played disc benders too, and it was a lot of fun. So if it's anything like that, it might just be maybe you want some fresh new courses, Samson. There's 7 courses and there's 117 different baskets, you know.
It's a lot of baskets. Let's
I feel like the math is wrong there because like 7 times 18 holes is 126 and there's 117 baskets. So
maybe some
what
intro courses or something.
there's nine baskets missing. So maybe one course is a 9-hole course. Or
Yeah,
something
something
like
like
that.
that.
I don't know. My math doesn't crack out. That's out now on that pleb if you want to check that out.
14.99
Sweet.
USD.
Next game is Hitchhiker. I'm not gonna say this in any other voice apart from my sickness voice, so this is what you're gonna get. Hitchhiker is a mystery game set along the lost highways where your goal is to solve the puzzle of your own backstory. As a hitchhiker with no memory or destination, you catch a series of rides across the strange and beautiful landscape, tracking the mysterious disappearance of a person close to you. Your drivers range from stoic farmers to off duty waitresses, and each one has a story to tell. Clues appear, alliances emerge, and nothing is quite what it seems. As your journey continues, you must decide the events of your past while confronting the dangers that lie ahead. Hitchhiker is a road trip odyssey about exploring the unknown in order to find yourself. And that is out on the 10th of March for Oculus Quest. This actually sounds very interesting as I read that. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lovely art style to the game. And I can feel like this will be a nice, relaxing experience, to be honest. I'm not sure what price it is. The price hasn't come out yet,
Yeah.
but it seems very interesting to me.
Definitely like a new pace, a different type of pace. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking at this one when it comes out on the 10th for sure and seeing if it's reviewed well or anything like that.
Yeah. Oh,
Um, mhm.
speaking of puzzle games and speaking of mini golf courses, a Moss IP mini golf course. Sorry
Oh
to
yeah,
rope us back into
that's
that
true.
one.
That's
Boom.
true. That's true. Maybe that's what they should do. They should try and grab some of these VR crossovers.
Yeah.
You know, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine type of thing.
Release a Moss course with Moss 2 timing. Boom, 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 boom,
Release
boom.
a double pack on the
Come
Oculus
on.
store. Come on.
The money signs are just like all over.
Easy
You
money.
should, yeah, on the YouTube, edit that in.
Easy
All
money.
Right. Last game. I'm very excited about this last one too. Knock. Knock is the first real multiplayer sport for VR. I'm not sure about that, but all right. Compete in aerial archery soccer matches from anywhere in the world. It's a brand new game that requires coordination, agility, and strategy. Skate and zip around the pitch while using a bow and arrow to blast the ball into the other team's goal. With intuitive controls and realistic physics, Knock is easy to learn but difficult to master. And yeah, I asked Gamertag how the controls felt. He said they felt very good. I watched his video on it and he sort of explained how you move around. I can't really explain it right now without having done it, but it did seem pretty intuitive, looks pretty dope. It was apparently going to release at $24.99, and the content creators were like, that's a lot for what you're offering right now, because it's just one course, one avatar and all that. And it's going to be releasing at $10, $9.99 now.
Wow, from 25 to 10. That's a big steep.
Well, here's the thing. You can always go up, right? You can never go back. Like Blast On, Pistol Whip, and Waltz of or Wizards or whatever, all went up in price. Once you start adding content, you can justify that, but you can't go the inverse. You can't go the other way. I'm excited for this at $10. Boom, auto buy. It's already in. It's in my library. It's in there.
That's out on the 10th as well, right? And what would you say? Like, it looks to me like a Rocket League archery kind of.
Yeah, it's 100% what it is. It looks very fun. I mean, even it looks kind of like. I feel like you could almost have it as a VR chat world, just like a bit more detail and better physics and all that. And I'm just very excited. They got a roadmap on their website
in terms of what they're gonna come out with. Yeah, because you're right. One course and one avatar is very little.
And one type of arrow. Yeah. So they've got new bow designs, more characters coming, curve arrows, different types of arena, PC VR version, spectating. Ooh, that would be. That's clutch.
Spectating, that'd be wicked. Yeah, it sounds like an App Lab game in a way, but I'm interested in the sense of like, why do some games come out in the store? Why do some games come out to App Lab first and then come out to the store? I'm interested to see how that works in terms of. I might have to speak to a developer, see if we can get someone on the show to speak about how that process works. For that, but maybe
I don't know that anybody knows.
No, maybe I'll reach out, and my voice is dying. Maybe I'll reach out to the people at Knock and see if they want to come on, talk about it.
Yeah.
But awesome. Any driver's ed?
So drove through that snowstorm. It wasn't so bad, but I did see a couple of accidents. And just wanted to say, if it is inclement weather, really just slow down, people. Just slow down a little bit. I swear, it was post. I'm driving home, not home, but back to my final destination, and it's post most of the storm. Right, nothing's really falling, so people are pretty much driving normal. And I'm on the highway, and on the other side of the highway, all of a sudden I just see brake lights go from the proper way they should be facing to perpendicular to the road. And I was just like, wow, this person just completely lost control of their car. Sort of bumped the center median. Didn't look too bad, but the road conditions you would think were like fine. I saw that. I was like, all right, let's slow down like 10, 15 miles per hour. Just 100%. No need to go too fast here. But yeah, so just slow down. Just be safe out there.
A nice little lesson to end the podcast. I was thinking of driver's ed needs a proper theme tune. Have you ever seen? You ever watched 2.5? Ever watched Two and a Half Men?
Um,
Day?
I mean, I've seen an episode or two, but not the biggest Charlie Sheen fan at that point in his life.
That's fair enough. That's fair enoh. But I like their intro is like men, 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 men,
Oh yeah,
men,
yeah, yeah.
men. I thought we go Ed, 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 something like that. Has anyone got like a big good theme tune? Anyone in our Discord or Patreon
Yeah,
good at music or anything?
I
Nice
mean, we could
little,
add a little jingle to the start of the pod too.
yeah, a little jingle. I mean, we do have a jingle at the start of the pod, but yeah, it'd be nice to change it. Add something more fun, I think.
No, get some IP, get a
Hey, any
band out there. Yeah, some gorillas, something like this. I don't know.
yeah, copyright. We'll reach out to the Gorillas and see if they want
Yeah,
to contribute. All
let's get a
right,
Canadian
awesome.
band. Come on,
Get a Canadian band. Who should I get in? Oh,
Justin Bieber. Boom.
Justin Bieber. Yeah, a little bit out of our realm, to be honest. Who's that band? I forgot to say. What's the band that goes Modern Day Warrior, Mean Stride?
Oh,
Today is Tom Sawyer. To want to do Tom Sawyer. I forgot who done.
yeah.
Rush.
Yeah, Rush. Yes, yes, yes.
That's a Canadian band.
Alanis
Right.
Morissette.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be beautiful. Nice little
Yeah, that would be.
piano or something. I don't know what she could do. She could do something wicked.
No, she's the one who's like she's just yelling, angry. Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's
She's pretty
amazing.
angry.
Yeah.
She can be. Yeah, got a
Isn't it
good.
ironic? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, Nelly
All right.
Furtado.
Anyway,
Oh, we'll
it's
get
Nelly
Seth.
Furtado.
Yeah, she's
Sorry, I just
Victoria.
butchered her name too. Really?
She's
I think I called her Fart Tato.
Don't worry. Nelly Furtado is Victoria, I believe, which is right next. It's the island, Vancouver Island, essentially.
Okay.
From Victoria, not far from. Well, Seth Rogen and Ryan Reynolds are both like a few
All
blocks
right.
that
Listen.
way.
Yeah, I know. Canada's got some talent. All right.
We try and get Seth Rogen on the show. That would be a tough episode to film.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks everyone for listening. Hopefully we'll see you next week. There's no delays.
Yeah, come on back.
Yeah, but we'll see you next Wednesday for another episode. Join the Discord, and if you want to throw us $1 at Patreon, do that too. But we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Ta ta.